All right. Today we have a 2016 Audi Q5, and I just for some reason just went absent-minded, and luckily I haven't gotten too far. I drained the coolant, got the reservoir out, took one of the intake hoses off, took the throttle body off already. Now I'm trying to get to the water pump. The water pump is leaking on this thing. It also has some seeping around. Trying to find some of the hoses, get some light on it. Ever try to find something magnetic. As you can see right here, we got some crusties going on. There's also pipe down here somewhere. I see it. I don't know if I'll be able to get it on the camera. Let me see if I can find where this light is. Where'd the light go? Oh, there it is. Some on this back hose, and the camera doesn't want to focus, but you can see the coloration. Same thing is up there, and I think there was one more hose. Customer doesn't want to deal with that. I guess because since it's not completely leaking, but it does have a circuit fault code for the electric water pump, which is I can't see because of the right there. And then the water pump is back here, buried under all this stuff, and that's what we're working on now. Going to get this wiring the connectors right here out. What else? We got to get this bracket off. I'm thinking I'm going to disconnect this, and it's a hard line that just a cross pipe to some other ones. I might, because I don't really feel like cutting this rubber piece off. So I think I might disconnect this bracket. There's another one in the front of the motor. That way I can pull these hoses all the way down, get them out my way. I've never done this job before, so I'm just kind of taking my time looking at it. What else? So far, like I said, haven't done much. We got these electrical connectors, get them out the way. Right now I'm trying to not break this zip tie. Well, it's same thing as this. It just slides on and clips on. This one went to the alternator right here. So I'm trying not to break that. So that's where we're at right now. And I'll tell you what, these little guys, I was so afraid of breaking them, but they would not come off. I had to take a flathead screwdriver, and while I'm wiggling and pulling on the backside, I had to push gingerly with a flathead screwdriver. I'm glad they didn't break. And so far, that is it. I wish I could have shown y'all. You might be able to see a little something right here. If I shine some better light in there, maybe. Whoa. Whoa, Brian. Here, let me get the light like this. Maybe that'll help. Alright, now. Yeah, there you go. Got coolant resting on some ledge of the block. The bottom of the car is dripping like a cave. So that's where we're at right now. And I'll bring y'all back when I get a little further into it. And so far, everything's been going all right. Can't really think of anything to say much. These clips they feel like they would break, but they actually seem pretty hardy. I mean, I don't work on a lot of German engineered stuff, but they seem to be pretty good. So I'll be back, guys. So I've taken a few more things off. As you can tell, I've taken the electric pump off. I might have been able to get to these bolts that hold it to this bracket while it was on there, but somebody has been in here doing something, because this is one of the this was one of the of bolts, well, stud bolt that it used, and then the other one went here, and I was having a hard time. I was almost thinking, because this thing kept spinning and I didn't want to break this ground strap. But luckily it finally broke free. For whatever reason, it was getting stuck. It doesn't look corroded. But this didn't have a nut on it. So, and it's an Audi pump. So I don't know if it was replaced at Audi. Whoa, a little close. There you go. You see the famous rings. And I'm just, I ended up not disconnecting this. Stupid me was like, oh, hey, just disconnect. Because one of the hoses to the electric pump went here. The other one goes there. So now I don't know. Well, now you can see the main pump, the belt driven pump. And I'm going to have to take this crossover pipe off. And I'm hoping I can just kind of lay it, because it's got two mountain bolts, one down here and then one up here somewhere. So I thought, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, I swear I felt one. Well, anyway. I think, oh no, it does. Okay, I feel it now. So I'll disconnect that crossover pipe. And I don't have the parts yet. It's supposed to be here today at some point. So I just wanted to kind of get a look at everything and just, get ahead basically. So there is a bar, this little guy, and for some reason they use a triple square for the bottom bolt and uses a nut. Now, the triple square size is 10 millimeter, and this one that I specifically have uses a 13 millimeter at the end, which went out great because this nut was 13 millimeter. The only thing I don't understand the process. I mean, I understand it's supposed to kind of be a bracket, like a support bracket for this intake, but I mean, the intake is small, so I don't know why it really needs a support. And it almost has like a motor mount, this rubber, hard rubber. So, and what else? What else? A lot of these, except for oh, never mind. That was the for the bottom skid plate thing. The T30 seems to be a lot of the sizes of these star bits, which is nice. Don't have to worry about too many tools. What else? What else? Oh, the connector to the electric water pump. I don't know, something I can't really see that far down in there, but it looks like there's like a plastic piece broke, and the seal is kind of messed up. Here, let me zoom. Maybe y'all can help me see better. Didn't think about this. So yeah, there's a plastic piece broke, and then you can see the rubber seal. It's kind of jacked up. I mean, the connector looks decent, but anyway, that's that so far. Working on getting this pump out. Shouldn't be too much longer. The one thing I am dreading is it's belt driven, and I hope the kit I bought is the upgraded, well, they say upgraded aluminum pump. Comes with all the seals, a new crossover little teeny pipe right there, and a new belt. I'm hoping, praying that the belt is fine, and that's going to probably be the worst part of this job, I would imagine. I have heard it's quite a bit of a pain. There's a few tricks that people have come up with. So that's where we're at right now, and I will bring y'all back as soon as I can. A lot of it was all jumbled up, but as you can see, I've routed the hoses and the electrical connectors out of the way. So I could clip this zip tie, get a lot more room. Oh, and another thing, you can disconnect your battery if you want. I didn't feel like having to deal with that, especially this is a new customer and I don't know the history of this vehicle and don't know them. So this is the power wire. I don't know. I would imagine from factory it would have a cover, but I keep spare little plugs and stuff, and this fit over the bolt fine. Just be careful if you don't disconnect your battery, because if you hit that, pop it, I don't. Especially being a German vehicle, God only knows what will happen. The flux capacitor will blow up, and you'll create a black hole and a wormhole, and it'll just start sucking everything into it. So just be mindful of that. Other than that, we're gonna keep going, and I'll bring y'all back if you know if I get done or anything interesting I see. So we got the pump off, and everything went pretty all right. The only thing, actually, I can't think of anything, but there is, first of all, the failure point. As you can see, plastic broke up here, down there, seal started to bulge. So that was the failure point. You can see, remnants of history. One thing I did notice too is don't put these bolts how they went in. There is different size bolts. That's what I'm going to do right now. Since I'm still waiting on the parts, I'm just going to go ahead and throw these in where they were, which really, the only thing you really got to keep in mind and remember is the short bolts go around the temp sensor. That's really it. And then there's one other one. This is for the other. This is where the crossover pipe connected to the pump. And then the other bolt screws on to the block. And I was checking the seals. The seals on everything actually still feel pretty good. And I'm going to, what am I going to do with this? Nothing. I'll just set it beside the pump. So what else? The belt looks good. It's a Daco. I don't know if that's OEM. I mean, the pump is fine technically. It's just the pump housing is plastic, and that's just a terrible idea. I did also notice, I'm not sure, I'm trying to look in there. I don't know if this was supposed to have a bolt in it. I threw one of the longer ones in. Took my light away. But anyway, here's a piece of plastic. I cleaned up the area from coolant. I cleaned the matting surface, even though it was, rather good, but I still cleaned it up anyway. Nice, flat, dry. Cleaned up the area as best as I could, and that's it for now. We're just waiting on parts. Set this over here next to all the other ones, and that's it. So let me see if I can get this thing. Don't know how it looks, but that's it for now till we get the parts. Everything seems to be going pretty good. Nothing plastic is breaking aside from what was the reason of doing the job. And hopefully, like I said, with the belt, I hope I hope the whole belt situation goes decently smooth. I know it's gonna be a little bit of a fight. I just hope it's not a battle. But stay tuned. Well, I guess I'm just gonna make it all one job video anyway. But I'll be back when I get the parts. It's coming in through the mail, so it's probably not gonna show up till like after 5 or give or take an hour. So it will probably be tomorrow till I get back at it anyway. So that's it. And I don't know, y'all noticed the motor. Finally got that yesterday for a Hyundai. We'll be changing that up soon. But I will return when I got the parts. All right. we got our parts the next day, which I was starting to get worried because it was supposed to be in yesterday. And then I checked the tracking number, and it said it arrived at the I guess the closest dock or whatever at 10:30 last night. So I assumed I was not going to be getting my parts yesterday, and it said you will receive your parts sometime tomorrow before 9 p.m. I said, well, that's great. But here we go. It is right after lunchtime. We got our parts. I've done a little bit of things. I put this gasket on the new pump, the main pump. I didn't have the gel tacky stuff that I would have liked to use, but I did have some left of this Permatex tacky gasket sealer thing. I've never used it on a rubber gasket before. Usually I use them for paper or cork gaskets, but as you can see right here, sprayed it, put it on here, and it seems to be setting up pretty good. Don't want that because it was really loose, and don't want that falling off when we go to put it on. So right now we have the electric pump, and I'm just trying to zoom in a bit so you can see what I got going on. This kit, I don't know, Rhine Automotive. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I've never bought from them before. Don't usually work on a lot of German vehicles. It says it's made in Germany, 925, which I think is pretty cool. I noticed that this is also missing a hole or a bolt in the hole, so apparently the other one was not missing one, which I was just skeptical. It was something I took note of. But anyway, it comes with a new temp sensor. Thermostat is inside here, and you get a new belt. You get a new O-ring, which I'm pretty sure this is for the crossover pipe. I'll have to double check. I don't know what else it would be to. And then your a new, it's plastic, but better than old plastic, I guess. It says 225 on. I'm assuming those are production dates. That goes into the oil cooler. We'll lube up the seals before we put these O-rings on and install the stuff. New bolts with Loctite on them. I'll double check before I torque these down, but I'm pretty sure it's 9 Newton meters. No idea what that is in foot pounds, but we'll find out. Right now, we're going to go ahead and replace the electric pump. Well, I don't break another tool. I had a wrench I fixed earlier today. Been sitting on my my toolbox for a while because I had broke the open end of the crescent wrench. The T10 to get the mountain bolts out, and it's just going into plastic. I'm going to try to remember the orientation and not lose these little guys. All right, so here's the new one, by the way. And from what I understand, this is a Beck Arnley. I heard, and this is the part number from them, 131-2516. The main pump, if you're curious, that is not the right one. This Rhine is, I'm assuming this C8WPU 0016. Maybe the C8 doesn't need to be in there, but that is that. So, like I said, T10. Just going to make sure that I remember how this was put. Electrical connector got a mosquito or something trying to get at me. It's that season again. I'd like to get this done this evening for for the guy that dropped it off. I do not know if I can beat that time. I'll go a little slow before I round this little guy off. Okay. Alright, so the electrical connector goes like, huh? Interested to know. Yeah, it don't matter. It only goes on one way. So you can't mess it up. I mean, let me take that back. So it's easier to not mess up. Does that sound better? I'm just going to start one on one end. Get another one in. And then when we get the third one in, we'll crank down on it. Had another car get dropped off. I looked at it as 10 yesterday. So definitely got quite a bit going on. Alright, now be mindful. It is just plastic you're screwing into. You don't want to strip it out. Just give it a little, when it gets tight, you know, a little flick of the wrist type of deal. Alright, let's find our electrical connector. Okay, I'm going to try to put this on. Well, this is quite interesting. The orientation of the hose is different. Quite different. It is a 3-prong. Sorry guys, I should have noticed this before. I mean, the bolt holes are the same. It's just quite literally. I mean, there's no way, right? Put it on wrong. I caused myself. Did I put this thing on wrong? No, I mean, yeah. There's our connector. I don't think it's going to matter. Here. I'm going to just double check. I'd like to keep the orientation of the hoses the same, even if maybe they are slightly different, you know? 'Cause yeah, it goes on the block like this, and the connector was facing out, and obviously we saw that before we took the old one off. And I called myself double checking. It looks like it could only go on one way. But for the sake, yeah, there's just no way. Okay. I guess we will deal with this when the time comes. That is interesting. As far as I know, there was only one option on Rock Auto. And the reason why I picked the Beck Arnley was because I had heard at least a couple years ago that they were the OEM manufacturer. I mean, it really shouldn't make a difference, I don't guess. It's just the way that these hoses are oriented. I don't know how well that's going to work out. Well, we got that on. I guess I can go ahead and just take them off. I don't like this. Is there a way I can... I mean, I'm sure I could rip it off. Oh, got it the wrong way. I've been trying to use this kit I bought. I've always been used to just using regular old pliers and stuff. So I'm trying to get used to using these more fancy, correct clamp tools. Oh man, not over my bag. Come on, yeah. Let me get a rag. I've done cleaned up my shop quite a bit, guys. I still got a little bit to go. Let me throw that over there. I'll keep this up here just in case. Yeah. I don't know how well that's going to work. It definitely doesn't want to break loose, does it? Let me get... I got like a more rounded pick. Rounded off pick, so it doesn't really... well, safer to use than a pointy one that can poke a hole. Alright, let's see. Might have to get a different... Okay. Got that one loose. Alright. Let's work on this one. This one might be a little tougher because it's so close to the top. Let me put this under here. At least it'll be a little bit less of a mess to deal with. Okay. I'm not going to put the clamps on right now. I'm just going to put the hoses on because I don't know what type of situation we're going to run into. I don't want to do things that'll cause me more headache. That tend to happen at times. You want to be preemptive of something. Not sure what this thing... I mean, it was a circuit failure, but anyway. All right, let me go put this on the car, or just mock it up essentially, and see what happens. I'll be right back, guys. All right, so I couldn't do what I wanted to do. Now I got to do exactly what I was fighting to not do. I got the pump on. I've just hand tightened the bolts. They're not even touching the pump yet. I had heard of a trick to do. It was you gotta do a lot of finagling, but I couldn't seem to do it, which was you put the belt on first and then you can finagle it. I just don't have the special touch apparently. I like that there's a little protector for these metal fins. This design just seems ridiculous to me, but whatever. So anyway, I ended up, without having the belt on, it goes on pretty easily. There's two dowel pins at the top. Just make sure you get the dowel pins in the hole and seat the pump all the way to the block. I noticed that was a little, because I was having a little bit of issue myself getting the dowel pins set up. Man, I should have seen what size this crank bolt is. So we are doing exactly what I didn't want to do. I already put the new seal on the crossover pipe, and I figured let's get the pump in first, put the crossover pipe in, because I think with all that in, we can figure out. Yeah, we could, because I'm pretty sure I took this off after. I took the electric pump off. I figured let's get everything on. That way we can see what we need to do with the electrical pump, the way that the hoses are routed now. I'm hoping, man, just being bit up by mosquitoes for no reason. Oh, it did rain last night. I guess maybe the heathens have sprouted eggs and whatnot. Yeah, this is exactly what I didn't want to happen. Oh, do I take the bolts out and just try it again? Or do I just fight the belt on? This is so convoluted. I mean, for all this, in my opinion, so the belt runs off of the counter shaft, which I had to actually look that up before doing this job because I was like, well, what in the world is spinning it? And what is, what is it that's spinning? And found that out. It's a counter shaft. I mean, if you really wanted it to be on a belt, why didn't you just have it on the serpentine belt system? You could have put the oil cooler back here or something and the filter. I mean, either way, if the serpentine belt breaks, you're not going to have an alternator. So it's not like you're going to be driving that far anyway, even on a brand new battery. All right, stop complaining. Stop complaining. Let's see. I think y'all got a good view. Let me figure out what size this crank bolt is. Of course, I can't even see the thing. I just knew the belt was going to be the worst part. Should I raise the vehicle up, maybe? Well, I'll need to do it from the top so I can fight this stupid belt to go on. I'd like to get it on top. I can't tell. Let me slide the belt as far as I can outward on the counterbalance shaft. Let me move this stuff before it goes flying or lean on something and break it. Yes, this is exactly what I want you to do. And I'm left-handed, so this is just great. I don't want the fins to... It is very soft rubber on this protector here. Alright, let me just See what size this crankshaft bolt is. Can I come from underneath and feel it? No, not really. Great. I mean, I could try to take the bolts back out and try it the way that I want to, that I think is going to be the easiest. But I just don't think I can. Okay. Sorry, my mic dropped. I don't know why. Maybe I hit it by accident. Is this long enough? I don't think so. There's not a lot of space between the fans and the motor because, you know, God forbid we have enough room to get a tool and two hands in between something. I want to say it's a 22. That's what I want to say. And of course, $26. Of course, I don't have a short 22. Man, oh man, oh man, what a dilemma. What a dilemma. I wish I could make my own vehicle. Honestly, I really wish I could. Alright. I guess let's take the bolts out and try to do it the way I want to, even though I've tried before. Like I said, I was really trying to get this done for the guy because he's actually here and he's got another vehicle he drove that he could just leave and drop off. But I had a feeling that this was the worst thing I could think of about this job. And now we got the issue with the routing on the electrical pump with the coolant hoses. I don't think it'll be bad to figure out something. And then I don't have a vacuum tool for a coolant system, but I believe on these German vehicles you can use the auxiliary electric pump to actually kind of prime the system. And of course, the stupid light I got right here. There's no real better place for it. Now I can't see much. Let me see. Put it like this. Oh my goodness. It's kind of at my head, but I guess that's better than nothing. Can y'all still see? Let me double check. Yeah, y'all can still see, but It got out of focus. Okay. Round number 4 or something. Trying not to tear these seals. Alright. So, the trick is you start with, let's make sure our O-ring seals are here, and they are. Rubber seals, should I say. Alright. Oh, now I can't even get it close to how I had it before. Okay. Alright. Let me try to slide the... It feels like it's already all the way. See, this is the problem. Sweating, my hat's falling off, my glasses trying to fall off. Am I like... Okay, alright. That's a little better, but we still need to... I mean, we're kind of getting there. Not really, but... Here, let's see if we can... I'm getting caught up on a ledge or something. Okay. No, don't walk out or straighten up like that. Oh, now we're getting all cockeyed. Definitely don't want to damage or tear this O-ring. Let me put some more lubrication on it. Oh, sorry, guys. I know. This is just a pain in the butt, man. There is something I'm getting caught on this side. Part of the pump. Okay. Now, if the stupid thing could just... It just doesn't want to. Man. Let me get a new rag, because all I'm doing is getting all slippery between sweat and the lubrication on the seals and O-rings. Stupid mosquito. One down, 500,000 to go. I don't get what's happening, man. I'm getting caught up on this stupid fin down here. Man, I just don't have the special touch. And there goes my cap that I put on the radiator. I mean the alternator. Great. Where'd that go? Oh. All because we're German and like to be different. Like, let me double check something. I want to know. Yeah, well. I mean, technically, this aluminum pump has a little bit of a smaller thing going on. I mean, really, what is this doing? Besides causing havoc, I should just cut it off. But I'm not going to. Get this stupid thing back out. I might have to just cut this video. And just do this off camera. Okay. Oh man. Did we get it, guys? Did we get it? I think we got it, guys. We just need to line up the dowel pins. That's exactly what it was. Those fins on the back. This is really fighting you because it's like supposed to be like wrapped around the block on the shaft and all that stuff. Let me try to get the sweat and stuff off of my hands so I can get a little bit of a better view. Yeah, we need to get in the dowel pins a little bit better. Let me get Get this light from you. Thank you for holding it, guys. Figure out where these stupid dowel pins are. And this. Okay, I see the one closest to me anyway. Alright. I'm gonna have to take this hat off, guys. I hope the mic doesn't rub on my beard and sound too loud. If I can even see how to clip it on my collar. Okay, where's this other dowel? Right, the one closest to me. Oh, that's why. There we go. Oh my goodness, guys. Huh. Y'all were the lucky charm. Thanks. Y'all were the lucky charm. And I don't think we ruined our seal. We had enough lubrication on it to, I don't know, drop it in a pot of water and the water wouldn't have touched it. Okay. I'll get my mic back up on my hat. I've never put the mic on my hat until I think doing this video, so I hope the audio is not terrible. I'm just going to hand tighten all these bolts first. Double check the belt. Double check that we're matted up against the block. Because if we are, that means the dowel pins are good. I can at least see this one closer to me. This one with this stupid wiring harness hanging up the bottom of the intake manifold really puts a hurting on visual, but well, I'll be honest. I mean, if I couldn't have done it this way, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's a 22. I would have investigated a little further before I wrote off this idea, but anyway, thank goodness. Oh. Oh, y'all were my lucky charm, and the good Lord above put my hands in the right direction and everything. I swear, sometimes he has a little bit of a sense of humor, huh? I know not everyone's a religious person, but it's always nice to believe in something. I guess no matter what it is, type of deal. Alright, so we got our 3 long bolts. Remember, the short ones go around the temperature sensor. So let's try to get these in without dropping them. And in fact, I'm going to move this because there's a hole in the plastic. And I do not feel like losing it, especially a new bolt. What do we do? Yeah, I don't trust that. I think we're going to do the paper method, or paper towel method. I'll pull y'all up a little bit. Y'all probably all y'all are seeing is the back of my head anyway, which sucks for making this type of content. Here, did we double it over? I'll try doubling over. See what we can do. Alright guys, we're going to do this method. The old paper towel, paper on the head of a bolt. Pray that we don't drop it. Can I go under this wire? Okay. All we need to do is start it. And I don't think we're starting on anything. Yeah, we're not. We are not. Let's get the paper towel out of the way. Let's see what we can do. At least we got it in the hole. What's going on here? Okay, there we go. I felt it like fall into the threads right there. I think there was the angle I had it was the issue. Alright, let's get this one last one. I think this is actually going to be the harder one. Maybe not. Oh no, I'm going to lose it. Don't lose it. I can't see what's going on. Okay, there we go. Got in the hole. Oh, daggone it, you son of a gun. Okay, luckily it just fell on top of it. It's the stupid clip, the stay clip for the the temperature sensor. Yeah, I can't move it. I thought it had room to move side to side. Might have to try the paper method one more time, with this, but I'm going to try to do the old hold it with your finger and just move quickly. Man, I love the warmer weather, but I hate how you just sweat and everything you touch. Glass is falling off. I can't tell what's happening. I think we got in that time. Yeah, we're in that time. We're in like Flynn, baby. Okay, before we put, let me just double check the bottom of the belt. Yeah, we're good. Which is weird because I understand why they made it so tight to where, you know, the belt can't fly off, but at the same time, like, could we have, because I've heard horror stories about this bolt on a counterbalance shaft for the pulley. All right, I'm going to turn y'all off. Sorry. I'm going to double check the torque on these, which I think is 9 Newton meters. But let me double check and I'll bring y'all back. I might just take a little rest to cool off because in front of the vehicle, working in the bay, there's no airflow, but right beside the vehicle where y'all are has all of it. Y'all stealing all the cool breeze, man. So I've looked it up. I was right. They recommend 9, or what was it? Shoot. uh, 8 or 9 Newton meters, or maybe it was 9 to 10, but basically it equals out to 89 inch-pounds. And my torque wrench, I don't use Newton meters. I don't even understand what this Newton meter setting is, so I just went with the inch-pounds. And we're doing 89, which is supposedly equal to 10 Newton meters, which I actually was going to go on the higher end anyway because this is aluminum. So we're going to go ahead and start from the center, work our way out, as you should always do with tightening up anything. Man, there we go. I was watching a video on YouTube the other night from, I think it's like Torque Wrench Pros or something they're called. And I had seen some of their videos before. Very interesting stuff, at least if you're into it. Just talking about how, torque wrenches act and using extensions and all that stuff. Pretty interesting stuff. Let me not strip this out. Hold on, guys. I'm just gonna go around, double check. Because when you tighten down something like this, sometimes you need to tighten them down a little further, type of deal. They still doesn't get exactly flat, type of thing. These two are probably alright, but I'll just double check them anyway. Hard to see. I could try. Alright, okay. That's the main thing I'm worried about, torquing down. Everything else I'm just going to go by hand and feel. So let me put my torque wrench out, or up. I've had this torque wrench for a long time. It actually was given to me. I think I may have talked about it. SK, SNK, I don't know. Sounds familiar, but I think what I'm thinking of is the car parts brand. Or maybe I'm just totally talking outside of my head and don't remember things as well as I thought. Okay. Daggone. Sorry, guys. It's either my hat or the stupid clamp on this thing does not clamp very well. I would put it on my shirt, but I was trying it out to see if maybe it was better on the hat sound or picking up. So I believe, if I remember correctly, cross pipe went under. Let's make sure this we can put down here. I think we need to put the cover on first, right? I believe so. Let's go ahead and not forget. Let's first make sure we... Yeah, okay. I'm just making sure we didn't clamp any wires. Alright, how does this stupid thing go? Oh, that's great. Can we spin this? Oh, we can. Nice. So the temperature sensor is 180 degrees off. Would that just be better? Putting it in like that? Don't give you no wire to work with. I think we're going to have to keep turning. Alright, is that the right way? Can't see anything. Yeah. What is going on? Alright, heard the click. Put the locking tab down. Man, literally no room. I mean, the harness is just, the wire just being tugged from the harness. So stupid. Could have gave an extra half an inch or so at least. Alright, let's get the cover on. Oh, okay. I still don't understand why there's fins on this thing. I think it went like this. Alright. Yeah, okay, so there's the bolt hole for that. Alright. Let me put these bolts up. Try to finagle this thing in. And there's like a piece, some type of cutout for like a wire or something. Huh, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, there's that. So the long bolt goes down here where there's more plastic, basically. And then the small one goes on top. because it's got thinner plastic. You can judge me on my thought process on that, but sometimes common sense is just how it goes. Because I'll be honest, I didn't pay attention when I picked it back up. But that's how it's going to be. Actually, let me get my little extension here. Do it by hand. This does not need to be tight. I mean, you know, sure, if you want to look up the torque specs, go for it, but it does not need to be scientifically tightened. Just give it a little snug on the wrench. Now I'm going to have to take the extension off. And that's all it needs. Okay, now, if I remember correctly, we can watch out for this ground wire. If you recall, I think we're good. I don't feel anything crazy. And I mean, really, this wire could go on either side. It's got of course, this has enough room, but this poor temperature sensor harness doesn't. All right, let me lube up that O-ring one last time. All right. Okay. And also, I'm not too worried. I'm sure it's probably the same, the 89 inch-pounds, but I'm not worried about torquing that. I'm just going to do the same thing as far as just torquing it tight. All right, where is our bolts? We still got this one and the old pump. And we got the other one I set to the side. All right, let's seat this O-ring. Okay. And where is our hole? Does not want to go in easily. Can I get a visual? All right. Now, you could probably be fine with tightening it before you get this other one in. But in my experience, just easier to go ahead and get both any bolts on the thing you're trying to, you know, tighten up. Just get it started. The only issue is, don't know if I can get my piano fingers in here. I can't see either. Yeah, something's up. Can't. Oh man, I can't see. My hat's falling. Ah. Is there anything real metal on this car? Here we go. If only that light stays. Okay, yeah, we weren't too far off. I thought something looked really weird, but it's not. Come on, just start a few threads. It's not going to. It's not going to. I guess I will do the old paper trick again. Double fold it. Trying to get the teeth in the head of the bolt here. we're... Well, that didn't work out at all. Where'd that bolt go? Alright. I'll try again by hand. I mean, we're pretty much there, like this, but the problem is, as soon as I get my hand under it, we move. Can I do the 2-finger action? Oh, yeah. That worked. I'll screw it in some so I know it's not going to fall out. Alright. Where is my... Oh, that ain't gonna work, is it? Get the longer extension on my quarter drive. I can't remember, did I go up through the top or the bottom? Yeah, it had to be the top. Probably wouldn't have had as much issue if I actually would have went the right way. Okay, that feels good. Good enough anyway. Alright. That should be good. Definitely don't want to break that older plastic. All the heat cycles and stuff. You crack it, break it, and then the cross pipe will just blow straight off. Okay, what's next? The electric pump. So here are the 2 mountain spots. This is what I have been wondering since we put the new electric pump on the bracket, is how is this going to do with the orientation? What I think I might do, man, that is really sitting up on there, ain't it? Well, technically, this lower hose would be. Can y'all even see that? Oh, what's this? Yeah, y'all can kind of see. I'm gonna just move y'all a tidbit. So, with the original, let me go get it. With the original, it was sitting roughly like this. So this angle, this bend was, way over here. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this, I'm going to cut this piece of rubber. That way they can both, well, this one actually can't really be moved. This top one we can actually swivel over to help, because it's supposed to go on the top of the cross pipe. And that's why I didn't want to put these clamps on all the way. Let's see if we can move that out of our way a bit. And let's cut this without cutting the actual hose. Come on. Alright. I didn't really want to do that at all, but because I think I'd mentioned before about I wanted everything to be in the same orientation, but is what it is. Let me move this. Let's try to put it on here like it would be. Man, this sod hose. Yeah, something's gonna have to happen with this. Don't know what. Let me try bending it or twisting it this way, because it's in the way of our two bottom hoses right here. I guess we could. Man, this is really funky. Really funky. Alright, so the top one's pretty decent. We can't bend it down. It has to go like this. Do we have room for both of them? Should I go ahead and put the two bottom ones on? Just so we know we have the room and we can work around any issues. So this should be the bottom one, and this should be the top one. Okay. Well, let me keep the top one to the side till I get this one in. Alright, y'all stay there. Constantly wiping my hands because I don't know. I just don't want it to be all slippery. Almost like putting anti-seize on a bolt. It affects with my feelings. Okay, I'm gonna have to move you too, so I can see a little better. Holy cow! Oh, these quick disconnect coolant hoses, they either fight you getting off or fight you getting on. And I like to keep the clips on so I know I can hear it. Alright, give it a little tug. Make sure it's actually locked in. Then we're gonna get this guy. There we go, give it a tug. He's in. Alright. We're almost on the home stretch, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's go back to figuring out the routing situation on here. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It can't be that tight. Holy cow, dude. Seriously? So the lower hose is so daggone tight to this stud that didn't even have a bolt on it for this pump that you can't get it on it. Come on, just a little bit. Can't see anything. I'm left-handed. Everything is just against me on this thing. Alright. Let's just disconnect it. Probably just take the top one off too. Be easier to get to. I just cleaned up all this stuff because I wanted to go under the car after all this, clean up the bottom so we could make sure that nothing is leaking. Oh man, I wanted to be able to get everything set up, orientated, and then move the clamps. So what I think I'll have to do is just move them to areas that I can get to. Oh man, when did I lose my little yellow cat? Oh, okay, it's just on the floor. I don't think we'll really need it anymore since we're just dealing with rubber and stuff. All right, let me orientate these clamps where I can get to them. With it on the vehicle. I like these little rear clamp things, especially the locking mechanism of it. Actually, you know what? I think I'm just going to put them on. And if need be, I'm going to set them in areas that I can get to first off. That way I don't have to do a bunch of So my phone died, ran out of juice while I was recording towards the end here. But anyway, as you can see, we got that hose routed, got everything back together. It's been running for about 30 minutes. My bidirectional scan tool, for some reason, doesn't support using the electronic water pump. I was really hoping I could use that, but luckily, this actually burping the system wasn't bad on this thing. I didn't even have to fiddle with. I've did a little research. Some about there's a screw over by the heater core on one of the hoses. I didn't have to worry with that. Uh, it it actually never got past the operating temperature, which I was a little shocked because it took a while to. I think took a little while for the lower radiator hose to finally heat up, but now both the upper and lower are hot as can be. I haven't noticed the fans kicking on. I don't know if they're just super quiet or they just haven't came on, but both radiator hoses are hot. Uh, the lower one got hot maybe 15-20 minutes ago, so I'm about to the reservoir back up, put the engine cover on, put the lower skid plate or air deflector on, whatever you want to call it, and that's a wrap, guys. I mean, honestly, for someone that doesn't deal with German vehicles a lot, it actually wasn't a terrible job. The worst part was the whole belt situation and getting the pump on, and then the electric pump being oriented differently on that one hose. But everything went together pretty well. It wasn't as bad as I was thinking. And I know people